Mr. Mento, you may begin.
Okay. Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everybody to the July 22, 2020 special meeting of the Hammonton Board of Education. The primary reason for us meeting today is for the board to be able to get together to discuss at length a potential contract that would be going out to lease with our what was known as the formal middle school, or the most recent former St. Joe High School. Before that, we're going to go into open session. We have a little bit of business to take care of in the public session, and then we will go back into closed session. And for the most part, we will not be acting afterwards, but we will, prior to going into the closed session, have this second portion of the public comment for anyone wishing to be heard. So as you can see, the number is on the bottom right now. If you wanted to call in with a question, Ms. Tammy Leonard, our assistant superintendent, will be taking calls, and she will forward those questions or concerns to the board. With that, I will read the open meeting statement. The New Jersey Open Publics Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend any meetings of public bodies at which their interests may be discussed or acted upon. In accordance with this provision of this act, the Hammonton Board of Education has caused electronic notice of this meeting by having the date, time, purpose, and place posted on the Hammonton School District website, emailed to the Hammonton Gazette, and posted on authorized premises. Roll call, please.
Mr. Attanassi?
Here.
Mrs. Bernardo?
Here.
Mrs. Burns?
Here.
Mrs. Fallon?
Here.
Mr. Lyons?
Here.
Mr. Pangia? We believe is absent. Mrs. Polito?
Here.
Mr. Palea?
Here.
Mr. Scipione?
Here.
Mr. Thomas?
Here.
Mr. Mento?
Here.
Thank you.
Let us rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, with that, we're going to go right into the first portion of the public comment. This is just the first of two. So if you miss this one, we will have another opportunity after we take care of some of this business here in open session. Have we received a call from anyone?
No calls at this time.
Okay, thank you. Okay, with that, we will close the first portion of the public comment, and we will move to personnel items 1 and 2. Is there a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Second. Thank you. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Attanassi?
Yes.
Mrs. Bernardo?
Yes.
Mrs. Burns?
Yes.
Mrs. Fallon?
Yes.
Mr. Lyons?
Yes.
Mrs. Polito?
Yes.
Mr. Palea?
Yes.
Mr. Scipione?
Yes.
Mr. Mento?
Yes, motion's carry. We'll now take programs, students, and miscellaneous items 3 through 5. Is there a motion, please?
Motion.
Mr. Scipione? Is there a
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Antonassi. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Attanassi?
Yes.
Mrs. Bernardo?
Yes.
Mrs. Burns?
Yes.
Mrs. Fallon?
Yes.
Mr. Lyons?
Yes.
Mrs. Polito?
Yes.
Mr. Palea?
Yes.
Mr. Scipione?
Yes.
Mr. Mento?
Yes, motion's carry. This is the second opportunity for anyone in the public wishing to be heard to call in and give your question. We'll give you a few seconds here. Ms. Leonard, have we had any calls?
No calls, Mr. Mento.
Okay, we'll give them another 30 seconds or so, and then we're going to close out and go into executive session.
Do you think we could take this opportunity to talk about what we just voted on, the revised school calendar, just to let people know?
Sure, Ms. Kieko, do you want to advise the community on what we just voted on?
Absolutely. What we decided to do is, in order to give us enough time to get everything prepared for the hybrid model of instruction and being able to have remote instruction available to parents that choose that particular option, we wanted to make sure our staff was able to have training and get things front loaded for the beginning of the year. So we moved the in-service days scheduled for October, December, and February to the beginning of the school year. So staff will be reporting on August 31st through September 4th, and that will be 5 days of in-service. The first day for students will be September 8th, the day after Labor Day. And that way we can run through the schedule and not have those in-service days mixed up throughout the school year, so we can get as many in-person days as we possibly can.
Okay, and just for the community, again, the first day of school will now be September 9th?
8th,
8th, September 8th for the students.
yes.
It's no longer August 31st. It's now September 8th for everyone out there, Tuesday after Labor Day. Okay, have we received the call for executive session or
Yes,
public
Mr.
comment?
Mento. Hold on, please. I have somebody calling in now.
Go ahead. Must be a two-part question.
Okay, we have a public comment from Lori Santelli at 597 Central Avenue. She just has a question. She wants to know when the public will know the plan for the school year. As far as, will they have to wait until all the information from the survey comes back, or what is the plan time that the public will know what the plan is for the school year?
Go ahead, Ms. Kieko.
Yes, I plan on having the release of our plan by the first week of August. So if not before then, we're having our second round of our restart committee meetings. So once that's been finalized, we hope to have that information, as I said, out either the end of July or the very beginning of August. So people will have at least a month's notice to prepare for everything.
Thank you. Does that conclude the questions, Ms. Leonard?
Yes, it does.
Okay. We will close the second portion of the public comment, and I will now entertain a motion to go into executive session, please.
So moved.
Mr. Scipione, is there a second?
Second.
Who, I missed it. Who said it? Who got the second?
Mrs. Burns?
Okay, Mrs. Burns, second. Thank you. And again, I don't anticipate any action coming out in open session, so thank
Pam,
you.
I think you might have to read that resolution. Executive session resolution.
Okay. Whereas Section 8 of the Open Publics Meeting Act, NJSA 1040-12, permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances exist. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Education of the Town of Hammonton and the County of Atlantic and the State of New Jersey as follows. The public shall be excluded from the discussion on the actions upon the hereinafter specified subject matters, personnel matters, contract litigations, negotiations, matters of attorney-client privilege. Any discussion held by the board need not remain confidential, will be made public as soon as practicable. Minutes of the executive session will not be disclosed until the need for confidentiality no longer exists. The board will reconvene to public session at the conclusion of the executive session, sometimes not in this particular case. The resolution shall become effective immediately. Is there a motion, please? Oh, we already had the motion. So all in favor to go into executive session, signify by saying aye.
Aye.